think it's always nice to be able to take some form of message or life lesson from anime. It's no secret that the medium is full of all sorts of concepts, themes, and ideals being explored, which creates such nuanced conversations. Whether it's the cruelty and discrimination that comes with war or finding ways to be a better person in life, there are tons of things that we can learn from simply observing these characters. Of course, a lot of the time the conversation tends to stay around popular series, which leads us to Oshi no Ko. Oshi no Ko has definitely been the series with the most buzz this past spring season. After dropping tons of promotion to generate the hype and the masterclass opening done by Yoasobi, the show already had huge momentum. That momentum skyrocketing with episode 1's incredible reception, pushing it extremely high in the ratings on my anime list. Of course, with all the popular things, there is always the question of if the series was blown to overrated proportions or did it reach the anticipation. The way I see it, I felt one of the things that I was going to pay attention to was how the story may move me. Outside of episode 1's emotional climax, what else was going to hit me really hard? And the answer was rooted within the darkness of social media. Episode 1 gave us a quick and yet painfully real depiction of just how messed up the world can react even to the most sorrowful news. Rumors, false accusations, speculation, it's all fair game when big bombshells and developments take place, as human nature is insistent upon including their input rather than keeping one's word to themselves. Yet the inclusion of a scene like this makes it clear that the author is one who pays attention to the way the internet can be both a positive and a negative. Add that into the fact that we are dealing with a premise that dives into the entertainment business, and you're going to have all sorts of situations that may come from this. Situations that can end up going too far, with episode 6 titled Eagle Surfing. The title of this episode is probably a nice callback given we saw I do it back in episode 1, but this time going horribly wrong. One fact made crystal clear during the reality dating TV show was that everyone's soul was laid bare by participating. Your looks, character, and personality are all things that will come under critique, and that is the very nature of the business. It's not meant to be for the weak, especially within the mind. Akane's situation is as unfortunate as it gets when it comes to trying to leave an impression. Her personality and impact on the show overall lacking what it needed in order to really hit the mark, and slowly but surely it was eating away at her. The pressure from her boss as well as the constant comments on the internet was making her footing crumble, and all it took was one misstep for her to sink to the lowest point of her life. Her desperation to leave an impact led to accidentally wounding a castmate, and while the set took it maturely, the internet does what it does best: dogpiling. It does not take much to get the internet stirring out with all sorts of hateful comments and false ideas that spread in a matter of seconds. The internet loves to run with their own narrative no matter how false it is, as people love to feel their input matters as much as they feel it's necessary. It was already bad enough that Akane was under enough pressure as it is, but the internet managed to do more damage than she ever intended. I cannot stress enough how important mental health is and how increasingly important it has become over the years. The way the world is now, there are so many things that can contribute to its deterioration, and the online world is by far a hub for its harm. As much as you could make the argument of simply disconnecting and not letting things get to you, it's much harder to do so than people say it could be. It's in human nature to want to know what people have to say about us or our performance on a certain piece of content, and when Akane needed to step away from it all the most, she greatly got sucked in. Hiding the reality of the situation of her mental health from the show's crew, her castmates, and even her own mother, she arrived at the point where she would take the matter into her own hands. If it were not for the attentive mindset of Aqua, the result would have been devastating. The tragic part about this whole situation is that it's based off a true story. Hana Kimura was a young adult the same age as me who was relentlessly cyberbullied after an altercation on set which led to the forfeit of her life. The mother of Kimura has come forward to not be pleased with the episode, stating that she hates the situation is being used like free source material, and she also expressed that the same things that were being said to Akane were also being said to her daughter. First off, I want to express the fact that I do feel for her mother, and quite frankly, it is not an easy thing to navigate. The author of Oshi no Ko most likely included this for the sake of exposing the dark reality of the entertainment industry, while her mother feels it's the opposite. Regardless, there is no doubt that the point is that words of others are powerful. Whether through the internet or in-person confrontation, the harsh input of others is not to be taken lightly. Now, of course, I'm definitely not the first content creator to cover this topic, so why bother? Well, I want to take this conversation a step further and once again direct my way towards the anime community. I really wanted to believe that the community wasn't this insufferable, toxic place to engage in, but it is, and not even my optimistic nature can overlook it. I've made countless videos talking about how people's takes and opinions can lead to some of the most left-field harassment, and it has only gotten worse. The stuff I have seen people say absolutely unhinged over fiction has made me question how can a person type and press send in good conscience. I don't care if a person said that watching the JoJo series out of order is amazing. Harassing people online over anime is not and never will be that serious. Some people genuinely need to learn how to disconnect and scroll past, and others need to inherit a shred of good consciousness and understand the harm they could bring others. I genuinely wish that people could strive to be more kind kind and willing online, even if it is in the face of a distasteful opinion, but that is not the nature of the internet. The quickest bit of drama or controversy builds opinions, and a plethora of opinions only grow the discourse into harassment depending on the topic. Again, people love to assume, speculate, and most of all, spew the most consistent vile things they could think of to destroy a person's image, and these are all very real things that you cannot underestimate in this world. So if there is one important message you could take from the first season of Oshi no Ko, it's that what you say online has a vast amount of more power than you may realize. I encourage everyone to always think before they speak and reply, and remember that behind every anime profile picture or account is a real person who can be crushed under the weight of targeted harassment the same way you can. That's pretty much it from me though. As always, thank you for watching, and make sure to leave all your thoughts in the comment section down below. Stay safe out there, and I will catch you all in the next video.